Say Shara, Africa, say it louder. Say Shara, Salam alaikum, Assalam alaikum, Salam alaikum, Assalam alaikum, Salam alaikum, Assalam alaikum, Salam alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
We stand, we fight, we fall. All we need is freedom. All we need is freedom. Free, free, Africans free.
Free from slavery, free from slavery, free as a romantic slavery, free as a romantic slavery, free as a romantic slavery, free from slavery, free from slavery, yeah.
We're here to speak the word. We're here to stop the war. We're here to speak the word. We're here to stop the war. We're here to speak
أهلا بك.
the word. We're here to stop the war.
Salam alaikum, Assalam alaikum, Salam alaikum, Assalam alaikum, Salam alaikum, Assalam alaikum, Salam alaikum, Assalam alaikum.
أهلا بك أستاذ جيمي.
Assalamu alaikum, African one. You wanna be free? The most simplest one in the world. Get yourself the better winner with the music. Coming to you from the one of the most peaceful man. So many lying down on the streets. What about them? We are counting at the ends. Get yourself the most free time. I preach about freedom. Preach about freedom.
We're here to speak the word. We're here to stop
ربنا يديك العافية.
We're here to speak the word. We're here to stop the war. We're here to speak the word. We're here to stop the war.
Let us look on the street and say, listen, youth. Stop down lines and say, listen. You want to listen and be a man. The music we are doing is not a music for fun. We are preaching, hear it loud and clear. Hey, nice and daily, no sleeping it up. Better preach, let the people hear. Better preach, let the blind feel. The sound of freedom and love. The sound of freedom and love. The sound of freedom and love. The sound
Of course.
of freedom and love. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum.
مشاهدينا الأفاضل، أهلا ومرحبا بكم في حلقة جديد من برنامج Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. اليوم 30 من شهر أكتوبر 2021. I welcome all of you to the new episode of Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. In this episode, Saturday, October 30th, 2021. Of course, as you can see there below the screen, our topic of tonight: why the government of President Salva Kiir Mayardit has copied and pasted the very evil people of South Sudan fought for 21 years. That's our topic of tonight. We're supposed to have our guest, Mr. Wolatak Deng, but unfortunately, Wol actually felt sick. So Huayan, it will not be able to make it tonight. So therefore, it will be open to public. Tonight, it will be open right away to the public for this very important discussion. I welcome all of you one more time to this episode of Concerned Citizen of South Sudan on this day, Saturday, October 30th, 2021. As you can see below the screen, the matter of discussion tonight, why the government of President Salva Kiir has copied and pasted the very evil people of South Sudan fought against for 21 years. Any human being, any South Sudanese with mental conviction will ask this question. Unless you don't know the costs, you don't know the value that people of South Sudan have fought for nearly 22, 21 years. So ده السؤال اللي احنا بنسأل اليوم. أهلا ومرحبا بكم مجددا. احنا عشان نخش في الموضوع ده أسئلة كثيرة بنسأله. So some people might ask, what this guy, wearing the blue jalabi or whatever you call it, is talking about tonight. Some they might ask, why that question? That's actually the question. That's what fight all about. الحرب من هنا قضناه ل 22 سنة is all about that question. Are we better off with the regime that we have in Juba tonight? Are we better off with Salva Kiir being a leader of Republic of South Sudan? Is that the expectation people of South Sudan were expecting? So لما تسأل السؤال ده, when we ask this question, why the government of Salva Kiir did copy it and paste very evil that we fought for. كده نخش كلنا كده مع بعض ونشوف. طيب نحن لو نسينا, let's remind ourselves, and those who are complicit, if they have forgotten the cost of the fighting, the value that we have been fighting, if they have forgotten the fight, and then let's remind ourselves, why? I recall very well, and I still remember, and I never, ever shy away from saying it. I always remind you, justice, liberty, and prosperity. These are the three main costs of the fight for the people of South Sudan to bear the arm for 22 years. If I'm wrong, you can say that, oh, you are wrong, Mr. Jonko. But these are three costs: justice, liberty, and prosperity. Now today, if we talk about that justice, since 2006 all the way to 2021, 16 years since Kiir became a leader of that country, from an autonomy regional government to a republic in 2011. When we talk about justice, what does that mean to you? Is the regime that we have in Juba just for you, for your relative, for the people of South Sudan? Is it just? Talk about the land, talk about people with the power are in control, not allowing the justice to take place. People are not getting salaries that on time, what they deserve, their right, they are not getting it. What is that? That justice, right? People are not getting what they're supposed to be getting, their right. So there is no justice. 16 years, no justice. 16 years with brutality, qatl, wa tashrid, okay? That's what we got from this. So when you talk about the justice, no justice. Kiir Mayar and his regime has been using political deception for the people of South Sudan to remain in power, buying time over and over and over again, created unnecessarily war. It might sound like a song to you, but it is not song. This is the reality. This is what we have been facing. This is what we have been facing. And yet, we are just talking about division and tribal. And actually, we have forgotten the real enemy of the people of South Sudan. So, mark that, إنه ما في عدالة في البلد. العدالة نحن كنا محارب من أجله ما فيش. العدالة كان Salva Kiir himself carry gun, carry arm, and fought for 38 years, ما فيش. So he wanted to reward himself. That's what it is. You remember in 2017 when he said that, what is my incentive? When the voices of people of South Sudan were louder and clear, that actually, Mr. President, step aside and allow someone okay, who have what it takes to move this country to the next level. You know what he said in 2017? He said, what is in my incentive to sign a peace deal and just resign from the power? What is my incentive? So it has no calculation whatsoever. The incentive of the leaders always is to bring justice to his people, to create atmosphere that people can be fair and have peace and harmony and tranquility in the country. He did not have that. He didn't care. He cared about himself. And that would tell you, as long as you can kill and you can jail and you can steal in South Sudan, and you don't ask about the presidency, you don't ask about his seat, you are okay. And that's why you've seen many have been killing and jailing and doing whatever. Those of Akolkor, they have been doing it for a very long time. So not justice, my dear brothers and sisters. And we have been persisting here talking about this. So to give you a wake-up call, that actually the real enemy is someone who preventing the justice in the country. That the real enemy is someone who actually don't want people of South Sudan to come together and move forward and have a decency. That's the real problem. That's the real problem in our country. Liberty. You all know that justice is zero in our country. Justice is zero in our country. Let's talk about liberty and what does liberty mean. We were marginalized. We were treated second-class citizen. Our voices were not heard in all Sudan. What liberty mean? Liberty mean for you تتكلم يكون عندك حق عندك راي والراي الآخر راي بتاعك يكون مسموح وتسمع راي الآخر. That liberty, to be liberated, to be free. You can talk, you can voice in your concern, like what I do here. Now I'm voicing in my concern because I'm not there. But if I am there, I will be arrested instantly. Not just only arrested, I can be killed right away, because that's how they have been dealing with people who don't want injustice in the country. That's how they've been dealing it. So there is no liberty in our country. It's zero. And you recall very well those who were killed in cold blood: Isaiah Abraham, Dong Samuel, Agris, and others who have been killed. And today, as I'm speaking with you here, Blue House is full of political detainees. Not only political detainees, people who express their right. You have Kwelagwer is there because for voicing his voice out, that actually we are going to a wrong direction for a very long time. And this is the time to correct this. When he condemned the regime of the SPLM, he was arrested and detained. Until now, he's still under detention. Right? You have even religious leaders. Abraham Scholl is in detention now, just for speaking out, saying that, oh, Salva Kiir, this is the end of his government. He has been detained and is still under detention without being brought to the court of law. Because we all know that in any country, in anywhere, all the suspects are innocent until they prove guilty before the court of law. And they are not being brought to the court of law because that's how Salva Kiir rules. Fear-mongering, to scare the others. So now you speak today, we take you to jail, we put you in prison, you stay there, and we don't do anything with you. So the others can fear. But I want to tell you, my dear brothers, fear always is not absent of bravery. لكن أنت ممكن تتغلب على الفير. You can do that. And that's why we have been talking. So are you better off with Salva Kiir? Are you better off with this regime? ما في liberty. And the liberty أكون قاعد نحارب من أجله. ما في justice وانا اتكلمت عنه انه ما في عداله في بلدنا, and continuing, it still continue. And he has been using political deception, and you know what I'm talking about, creating war and blaming others who are the one that caused the problem, creating war and blaming everything in the war. Oh, the war actually is the one that held South Sudan back. That's why we don't have any developmental project in the country. That's why there is no clean water. That's why there is no road. That's why there is no hospital. That's why there is no schools. That's why there is no security in the country. And he's the same person who created war. So you can be always worried about your welfare. You will not be thinking about, schools for your child, hospitals, road, and any developmental project. You will not be thinking about it. You will be always thinking about your own security, creating communal conflict in the country. So the Dinkas can fight with the Nuer, and the Nuer can fight with the Dinka, and even within the Dinka, the Agua can fight a Puk, and so forth, everywhere in the country. And yet, some are very complicit about this. They don't see it. So my friend and my fellow countrymen and countrywomen, freedom is not free. Yes, we fought together. We were united to fight, to cross to the river, another, to other side of the river, and we did. But our own son, our own brother, he turned the guns against ourselves. He turned it. And he said, no. The fight was not about the three that we mentioned: justice, liberty, and prosperity. He undermined your right. He undermined the cause. And yet, people are not seeing it. You are not seeing it. And the prosperity, which is number 3. Do you see any prosperity in the Republic of South Sudan today? Because prosperity comes when there is stability in the country. But he is not willing to stabilize the country. He's not. He's not willing to allow you to speak. He's not willing to allow people to talk about the wrong things that are happening in the country. He wants destruction. He wants crisis. He wants people to be silent so he can do whatever he wanted to do. And that's what's happening. And that's why you don't see any governmental project plan in the country. The plan for 5 years, for 10 years, for 30 years, for 50 years, for 100 years even. No. And I've seen like the cave, like an old cave. But I don't think this is South Sudan that we dream of. This is not South Sudan that every South Sudanese used to sing. When we gain our independence, this is what South Sudan that we want. South Sudan that we are going to be free. South Sudan that's going to be prosperous. South Sudan is going to be just. But tonight, I challenge you. And liberty and justice and prosperity. Just tell me that there is a liberty. So what can we do about this? Political deception has been used by President Salva Kiir for a very long time. And anyone that opponent, he either buy them or either kill them. And you have seen that to buy time. But actually, المثل بيقول قال الكذاب امشي معه لحد ما توصل البيت. Even when people used to say that, oh, give peace a chance, wait, South Sudan is still a new baby country. You hear such a statement anymore? You don't hear them. Because we were right from the beginning. لأنه الطفل بيحبى وبعد كده بيقوم بسرير وبيتكلم and then it will be grown up. Are you telling me that South Sudan is it was born disabled country? No. It was not disabled when he was born. But Kiir is the one that disabled South Sudan. It makes South Sudan a handicapped baby because he doesn't want South Sudan to be thoughtful, thinking, prosperous. It doesn't want people of South Sudan to live decent life. That's why South Sudan became like a handicapped baby, a disabled baby. And then those who are no-brainers will say, oh, we are a new country, we are a new baby. But I gotta tell you, new baby has to grow. New baby has to talk. New baby has to go. This is how it works. This is how it works. So, my fellow citizens, this is a wake-up call for you. And that's why we pose this question today. The question that we are asking, why the government of President Salva Kiir has copied and pasted a very evil that people of South Sudan fought against. And what evil we are talking about here? Injustice. There was no liberty in Sudan. في مظالم. Okay? أنانية في كل حاجة. Why would you do the same thing? حاجة أنت كنت قاعد تحارب من أجله امبارح. Why would you want to do it? Do you know why? Because we gave you answer many times. Very long time. Just being selfish. Didn't care about others. Rewarding himself. He sees South Sudan like belong to him. He see that he have spent a lot of time fighting, and then South Sudan is his, belong to him. But the same question, you can ask the same question. If Salva Kiir think that way in the Junub Sudan, the Haggu, Walindul Hag al Kabir, he fought for it. What about others? What about his colleagues? What about his comrades? What about those died? So we can get this beautiful country. You can ask yourself that question. What about those? And Nazal Matudel, what about them? So, عشان كده احنا لازم نفهم مصيرنا وين. قررنا مصيرنا في 2011 لابد انه نقرر مصيرنا الان. والمصير اللي احنا بنقرره انه we must remove this jabarot. We must remove this evil from J1 because it's the one that actually pushing down, hurling back people of South Sudan. Not to develop. Those who say that South Sudan actually poor, South Sudan is not poor. Al-Yom, as I speak to you, Serta Barmilta gas, Barmilta oil, it reached more than $90. And South Sudan is a producing oil country. What do they do with the money? Lanet Guruj Beji Benchi J1. Belet Guruj Fimabo do Bank al Markazi. This is what Mr. President wants. Because he needs this money to go to J1. And then he will start distributing them to people who are loyal to him, not people who are loyal to the country. That's how it is. If that's what you want as a citizen of that country, if that's South Sudan that you have been fighting for, you pay price for it, people died for it. Sudan, eliminnu mat shuhada. وعيالهم قاعدين ما قادرين يلقوا المدارس وانت ذاتك you are in the army and you are not getting your salary. Is that South Sudan that you want? Do you want to continue that life? Do you want to enjoy that life? If that's what you want to do, these are questions that you must ask yourself, my dear brothers and sisters. But at the end of the day, you will get one answer, and that's enough is enough. You must tell yourself that actually you have right. You have right to express yourself. You have right of movement. You have right of prosperity. You have right to have security. You have right to have health. You have right in the Janak Yimchi Madrasa. You have right to live with decency. Because these are core values that you fought for. These are core values that we fought for a very long time. South Sudanese didn't fight just for elites or cliques to be in power and start stealing the wealth of the nation. عشان يودي يالهم برا يالهم يتعلموا يالهم يمشي برا وهم يكونوا a high class in the country. That is not what all about. That is not what equality. That is not what justice. That is not what prosperity. That is not. الكلمات الثلاثة ديل. these three words, the national anthem for justice, liberty, and prosperity. That's what it's all about. That's what country all about. The sovereign is for the people. It's not for one man. It's not a one-man show. We are a republic. We are not an anarchy. نحن ما مملكة. عشان كده, my dear brothers and sisters, you should put your differences behind. لأنه the same pain someone in Europe is feeling, is the same pain someone in Torit, is the same pain someone in Yamlel, is the same pain someone in Kwajok, is the same pain someone in Yambio. And that's why people of South Sudan must wake up. Must wake up. This thing shouldn't be taking this long. Because at the end of the day, it's your right. It's your right. It is your right. It is very sad for the most strongest people, to be brought down by people who don't see future, people who don't care, people who are very selfish, very, very selfish. They just wanted to be there for themselves. They just want to be there for themselves. Hatta lo macheda one child today, lo macheda one zato, Salva Kiir will do you, map telga few any good road, map telga few madaris, map telga few mustashfiyat. You will not see them. Because he's just in J1 renting commercial plane to fly with it. عشان تعرف وانا ذكرت لكم الكلام ده قبل سنين انه عشان سلفا كير هو زول selfish. حتى طياره رئاسيه للدوله, just the country that he's president of, he cannot even buy an airplane المكتوب فيه the Republic of South Sudan. انت شايف الكلام ده كله حاصل في العالم ليه؟ لانه هو بس هو يعجر, لانه he loved the life, هو خايف because he has done a lot of bad. حتى الناس اللي حوله زادوا he doesn't trust them. يعني بشوفوا كده لو جاب طياره زادوا يمكن طياره يخط فيه حاجه يقول يا اخي انت مصيبه خليه يمشي خارج مننا فجر هناك ولا يحصل لك حاجه. These are the things that he calculate. لأن دائما لما نكون أنت إنسان evil and you have evil mindset. أنت شفت في طيارة مكتوب فيه Republic of South Sudan. Always with President Kiir take off and going anywhere, he will rent from Ethiopian Airlines, Kenyan Airlines, Rwandan Airlines. You see that landing in Juba. Tell me if that's not true. قول لي يا جونكور ده كلام ما صح. تلقيت يا الدولة حتى دولة فقير قدر شنو بكون عنده طائرة رئاسية. لكن because he loves himself. He has done a lot of bad. And he knows all the bad things that he has done. People may turn around and do something bad to him. And that's why you don't see that happening. You don't see anything happening in the country. But you know what? The sad thing, most dictators, الناس الدكتاتوريين اللي حكموا دول في مناطق تانية, someone can be a dictator, but at least it will work on developmental project for his nation. It will do something. But the dictator that we have actually will take from the people, and suppress them and kill them and make them even more poorer and poorer. That's unbelievable. So if that thing alone cannot wake you up, I don't know what else can wake you up, my dear brothers and sisters. I don't know what else can wake you up. Because he lied to you. He deceived you for a very long time. He created war. ويقول لك أنا داير أعمل سلام. وفي النهاية شنو? He can break that peace deal and continue war. But you turn around يقول لك أنا أجيب لك national dialogue. This is the will be solution. And then later لما people of South Sudan يقولوا the only way forward, if South Sudan has to move forward, President Salva Kiir and Dr. Riek Machar must step aside, must exit political life. عشان جنوب السودان ده يمشي. لأن الناس عارفين الشعب ده عارف. لأن SPLM has failed the country. Kiir has failed the country. And the people came to the conclusion, you know what? Regardless, you initiated this national dialogue. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want you there. Because you are the reason that we have a problem. You are the reason that we have communal conflict. You are the reason that people are fighting among themselves in the country. You are the reason that South Sudan is more poor. You are the reason that South Sudan has wars. You are the reason all this thing happening. Like in al-insan عنده ضمير دائما, he will sit down to himself and say, okay, if I am a reason for all this, okay, let me exit and let you move on. But he doesn't want to do that because he wants you to suffer more. He wanted you to suffer more. And because being in presidency, it is a source of income to him, source of wealth. You know how many company his family has? ARC, you know, African Resource Company, the one that constructing the road, the bore, the wind, a tariq al-matar, you know, the shallow away, you know, the wash away that. You know how many? I hope you who is listening and someone who is going to listen to this, you know, episode, listen to your heart. Lan, I know there are a lot of voices in your mind. بيجي في قلبك بقول يا حاجه ده غلط لكن احنا نعمل شنو كده بس نسكت وحاجه ده يمشي برا. It will not go away because thing always, you cannot be hostage. Always. You cannot be hostage to your own ideas. You cannot be hostage. You got to be firm. You have to do what is right. You don't have to wait. There is no right time for right thing. There is no right time for right thing. The right time is when you're doing right thing. When you're making a right decision. Like in Lamandagul, oh, if I do this now, oh, my uncle, my aunt, they're going to say that, why are you doing this? This is not right. That means that it's an insan mind the qarar. And the values is about making a right decision always and doing right thing. These are the good values. Like in Italy, I don't want to do this because people are going to say this about me, or my uncle is going to say this because he's in the government and that. That's not having a mental conviction. You have لازم يكون ده قناعة عقلية دائما. And that's what it is. And that's why we chose to be free. And say wrong is wrong and right is right. That's what it is. Of course, there are some people who chose because they wanted to eat. Because, oh, أنا عملت كده أنا أقطع عيشي. It's always going to be like that. But what about you? We have no connection even. What about you? You know, but Sudan is more than enough for every South Sudanese. It's more than enough for every South Sudanese. بكفينا كلنا. لكن we need the right thing to be done. Kiir must go. Because Kiir is the reason we are in this muddy and crisis. He is the reason. He is the reason. People of South Sudan cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel as long as he's there. And I am telling you, my brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, we will not see the light as long as we are there. You will not see the light when you don't make a decision. Even in your own simple life, when you don't make a decision, you always atkun mujahja. You would be confused always. You don't know what's happening. But when you make it right, when you say, no, it's not enough for me. This is the road I wanted to take. لما تكون ده تمشي في طريق ده في شارع بجاي وانت متردد هتشيل هذا الطريق. You will always be confused and you will not know how to get there. But when you choose, say, no, enough is enough. I must do this. That's what human being can do. Human being. There is a human and human being. Human being, الإنسان عنده kindness وبيعرف تعامل. That's what you can do. لكن لما تكون متردد, you don't know what you wanted to do. No, that's not good actually. It's bad for you and it's bad for your children and it's bad for the country and it's bad for all of us. Make a right decision always. Call wrong, wrong. Call right, right. How the Bible say that? You know? That's what it is. That's what I can tell you. We're in a national dialogue. Khatofi Duri, Alkan's President Kiir got go, oh, national dialogue will be the solution. Natija tala. Lakini sha natija gali ya Kiir amshi betak. Go one channel, go and sit down. Okay? Itereza. Just get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. This house, you know, you move in and you distracted it, you make it dirty, you stole everything in it, and we can rebuild it. People of South Sudan can rebuild that. Okay? We can rebuild that. Can reconstruct that. There's a lot of good mind South Sudanese. There's a lot of people with good hearts who love this country, who love the people of this country, and they want to take them to the next level. But with Kiir, no way. 16 years, he didn't do anything. 16 years, قضيناه كله في حروب وكلام فارغ ومشاكل. And as long as he's there, it will continue. I'm telling you. تذكر زمان 2017 قلنا يا أخي ما في سلام. قلنا he's not genuine and it will never be genuine. It was not meant to be implemented and he will not implement it. He will not implement that peace. قلنا كلام ده. I'm not prophet. But you know what? When you start with the wrong foot or when something is wrong, you can tell it's wrong. But when you do something right, people can tell that's right. That's how it is. But when you refuse to accept, the right thing, your life will always upset down, unfortunately. And that's what happening to our people. And that's what happening to our country. Can I show how many flood happening in the country? Have you seen President talking about it, going there, doing anything? Always depending of United Nations, World Food Program, and all this Munazamat Dawliya. What country can do? This is your country. The sovereignty is not about kursi, Arabiya, alam, tayar, hajadil. The sovereignty are the people. The people that you rule, the people that you govern. People are the sovereign. السيادة بتاع الدولة ده الناس. دي ما عربات، دي ما مكاتب. No. دي ناس. You understand? But time will come. Time will come. We'll keep fighting and we'll do the right thing. We'll keep fighting and we'll do the right thing. And when that time come, another المتخاذلين الخونة الرمم, another بيشوف us, it's better for me just to be with them so I can eat or I can be okay. They are the first people who run. They last الجايين يقولوا كير must stay. They are the first people who run later. يقول والله كير كان كده والله كير كان كده. Because they're not أصلاً ما عندهم ضمائر. They don't. They are psychopaths. بيقلبوا مع الوين. That's how they are. That's how they are. But على قول الشاعر سوف تصفو الليالي بعد قدرتها وكل دور إذا ما تم ينقلب. مهما عمل بالجيش كده شوف زار في راشا what happened. حكم ناس وقتل ناس وسوى كثير في النهاية شنو؟ ماشي زي السلام عليكم. هتلر عذب ناس وقتل ناس وسوى في النهاية what happened to Hitler؟ مصيره مجهول ما معروف، انتحر مات وين جدعوه وين ما معروف. عشان كده دايما هنا اديناه نصايح كتير. يا كير listen to your يا كير يا do the right thing. He didn't care. قاعد يقول لنا شنو؟ they are rubbish. بيقول لنا F you rubbish. That's what he used to say to us when we speak. قال لنا ساكت ما just rubbish. يعني you the one that is stealing the public money, stealing from مواطن المسكين, stealing from مهية بتاع الجيش الشعبي. bring قروش بتاع oil ودو جيوانة تقسموا مع بينكم من ما تودكا وكولكورو ديل. You the cleanest one. And people who are talking and are speaking up saying no please. في مرة هناك تشهد في جوبا. في مرة مسكين هناك. في جانب بتاع مرحوم. في ناس تعبانين هناك. They need help. They deserve this money. They deserve this oil money. They deserve this oil money. الأسر بتاع شهداء, their families, بتاع martyrs, they deserve to have a budget every month. Another retire ما بقدر يشيلوا سلاتان اللي كانوا هاربوا وطلعوا لنا بلد. They deserve retirement. They deserve even $1, even $2, $200 a month. يكون حاجة كده compensations, يكون معاش له. الأسرة بتاع الشهداء they deserve even يكون عندهم سكر ولا حاجة كده بس شهريا لهم. We have money. We have a lot of money. But no. Another guy يعمل benefit deal, another بيعمل benefit deal, they will not allow that to happen. They will think what we say here is nonsense. They are the nonsense because they don't understand. They don't see in the future. They don't want this country to move ahead. They want this country to go down with them. They are acting like Pharaoh. You know, Pharaoh, do you remember Pharaoh? Al-Farana, Al-Faraon, لما يموت, داير يموت ويدفنوا معه شنو مع عبيد بتاعه. But we are not slave even. We are not. We fought together for this country. Like in Salva Kiir, there you go down to the ground with this country. That's what he wanted to do. There he moved Beleda, we moved him, we moved Maham, we finished Maham. That's what he wanted to do exactly. But people don't see that. Another Badum Bil Malak, they don't see that. They don't see that. That's why our country is not stable. Mind the vision. Shall vision to Dr. John Ujado, mind where he had it. Because he's not interested. Just wanted to be in power. Just wanted to be in power. Listen to your heart, my dear brothers and sisters. You know, الزول اللي بيحبك زي ما بقول اسمع كلام بكيك ولا كلام بضحكك. Listen, I said this in numerous times. Is life بتاعي affected? I live in the United States. Yes, people say that you are making live Facebook. Yes, to bring awareness, teach people about their rights. These are my countrymen, countrywomen. I have to speak to them. I have a concern, and that's why I'm a concerned citizen. But do you think I am doing this because I need position? No, absolutely not. What do I need? I get a good salary. Salary, I will go in America أكتر من وزير. I drive a nice car. My kids are going to the best school. أنا لو عيان بتعالج. بياكل أحسن أكل. يا هو أنت شايف وشي؟ I'm good. But ماذا ينفع الإنسان لو ربح العالم كله وخسر نفسه؟ You see, she say that. Do I need to win all these things, live a decent life, be selfish and all these things, and then my people are suffering and keep quiet? It will not make sense because then I need the mir, because I have a heart. I have a mind. I always thank God for that. I have a mind to think. And I have a good heart for my people. That's why I have to speak. I'm not speaking because I want to be minister or I want to be quote unquote whatever, position in the government. No, because I feel the pain. I feel that pain. Okay? I feel that pain. But Finas, they eat there inside. Those who are holding gun, guarding them, in J1, they are hungry. And people are eating there and murtahin, and they don't care. But I'm not one of those people because I have a heart for people. And that's why I am a concern. And I would be concerned until South Sudan see the light. I am. It doesn't matter what you say. You can say bad thing about me. I don't care. It's not going to make me stop. Because al-insan al-indu damir, when you have a heart, don't worry about kalam farag al-bugululek. It will not make any difference. Because at the end of the day, those people, they will learn. They will come to their senses at the end of the day. Do you remember when they crucified Jesus? Do you remember those Roman soldiers when they were beating him up and crucified him? They put him up, and then all of a sudden, the sky become dark, and then a lot of things happen. And then even those soldiers who were very strong, they were doing job, beating him up, and they don't want to accept any words of mercy. You know what happened to them? You say, oh, truly, he was son of God. At the end, they admit it. At the end, as if he doesn't bear for the haq, they don't want to speak up. They don't want to accept the truth. Mutakhazilin. They don't want to accept because his uncle is there, his brother is there, his aunt is there, and he's working there. He said, oh, no, it's okay. Something wrong is happening, but he chose to be complicit. Let it go, man. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. As long as we are getting what we are getting, why do you have to worry about it? Selfish. They don't have hearts. Those are the people who are coming. Shut up. Stop the nonsense. They see this as nonsense. We are speaking the truth. And God is witness. People of South Sudan are witness that we are speaking truth. What I'm going to get out of this, I'm not like that weird guy, doesn't have anything in his mind, saying that what is my incentive? Do you know what is my incentive talking every day, every week? Do you know what is my incentive? My incentive for South Sudanese to understand. My incentive to see South Sudan's progress. My incentive to see justice in South Sudan. My incentive to see progress. My incentive for the children of martyrs to go to school, right? To get a better education. My incentive for women of South Sudan not to deliver the baby and die because of lack of malnutrition, of lack of blood. That's my incentive. My incentive is not a position. My incentive for my country to be progress. Nazigul, oh, South Sudan, good country, beautiful country, generous people, a just country, a democracy. That's my incentive. That's what keep my head high. That's my incentive. My incentive is not to get $200,000 or $1 million from to steal it from the government or from the soldiers. That's not incentive. That is not. Who am I? My incentive to see you now who is against me, you now who are saying that this is nonsense of Facebook, to see you understanding and living a decent life, to see somebody else treating you with respect. يحترموك انت ذاتك اللي قاعد تشتمني ده يحترموك لما تمشي مناطق ثانيه دوله ثانيه, you go to another country, people will respect you. They will not say, oh, you from South Sudan? Oh man, it's so horrible there. Why are you guys fighting always? Your people are dying. No. That's my incentive. My incentive is not incentive of Kiir Mayar, who say that, why should I sign the peace agreement and resign? What is my incentive? He has forgotten that he's the leader of the country. And he's supposed to think that his incentive when his people are in peace and harmony. When his people are not fighting. When his people are enjoying the equality and justice. When there is schools and hospitals. And then people will say, oh, well, Salva Kiir Mayar did this. Salva Kiir Mayar did this and he did good. And he was a good leader. That's supposed to be the incentive of that president. But who عميان في قلبه. هو عميان في قلبه. He doesn't see that. He just see the money. When he see the dollars, he shake. Oh, make a big company for my son and my daughter and all this thing, and live a decent life. أجر طيارة وانشي بجاي أكون مرتاح وأرقص طيارة ده ونين نتكلم كلام. انتوا يا تمود مني كله. انتوا كلكم سهارين. And bring witchcraft, شنو وحاجات ديل وبن بيت قال عشان نقعد في power forever and ever. But you know what? How many days you're going to live in this life? How many days? 5,000 days? How many days? 80,000 days? At the end of the day, we will die. And that's why we need to leave good legacy, at least for generation and generation to come. عشان بعدين نقول, oh, أجدادنا القدماء, our founding father, they have done something to us. They have cleared the pathway. They did this so we can have this life. That's what I see in other countries. When I studied other history of the other countries, when I see it in America, they're always proud of founding father. They did this so we can have this life. They did this so we can have this. They sacrifice. They did that. But not in my country. It takes one person to change the room. يمكن تكون 30 ولا 40 نفر في room واحد بس. لكن it takes one person who's charismatic, who's good advice. Take one person. ممكن يغير الغرفة دي كلها بكلام الكويس ده. ومنه يمشي في البيت يغير البيت. وبعد شوية يغير شنو؟ النيبرهود الحي ولا whether في جوديلي ولا whatever you live. زول واحد بس يغيره ويغير المدينة ويغير الولاية وبعد شوية يغير شنو؟ البلد كله. It take advice. لكن only problem is لما الزول ده بايدياز الكويس بافكار الكويسه لما يعمل له suppress and oppress and he cannot speak, انت ما هتستفيد من الايدياز اللي عنده ده ولا انا استفيد من الايدياز اللي عنده ده. We will not benefit from those ideas, and that's the problem, and that's what we have been fighting for. Actually الزول اللي بيعمل suppress الناس is the real enemy. لانه انا داسه اوكي افكاري قد يكون I am not good on this, but there's something I'm good at. في زول تاني I am Jonko will benefit from. I will learn from. I will learn from you. حتى أنت بتشتغل that there's something you are good at it. I will learn from you. لكن لما ندوك فرصة تتكلم, I'm going to learn from you, and we can take that plan and use it, and it can be beneficial for all of us. لكن لما تكفي تقول no 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 زول ما يتكلم, لو زول يتكلم بعدين كلام بتاعه ده هيغير راس الناس. Why would you worry? But it's all about debating ideas. Let him come with ideas, and you come with your ideas, and let's see which ideas is good. And ideas that we can use it for all of us. عشان نمشي قدام. That's what it is. لكن الناس اللي عندهم ديكتاتورية, والزول دائما ما عنده أفكار, وزول دائما ما عنده مقدرات, الزول دائما mentally incapacitated, زي ما قال when I got, he will not allow such a thing to happen. He will always suppress people who say no 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 no, ما تدي مجال ولا يتكلم زاده ولا يقول أي حاجة. لو قال كلامك دخل سجن يا أخي, يا عندك دخل كويلا بور سجن وآخرون. If that's South Sudan we want, بس أسأل نفسك الكلام ده. ما أنت يمكن تكون إنسان بطال, لكن أحيانا أنت ممكن كمان تقعد تفكر وتقول لا يا أخي, I have done this for so long and people have suffered for so long. Can I let me change? Let's do something better. Let's bring them from this life that they have been living. These are people, and they deserve a better, they deserve to be to live a better life. You can do that. You think that you can do that? You can do that. لكن it's always أنت لما تقول no أنا لازم بقيم كده. It's not, and it will not be good. And that's why we must. Kiir أخذ كفاية 16 سنة with no clean water, with no hospital, with no road, with no security, with no economic development. شباب بيتخرجوا من جامعات وما في. عندنا الشباب زارسة ما قادرين يخشوا في جامعات. Because why? Because there is no progress. There is no plan. No plan for education, no plan for health, no plan for agriculture, no plan لحيوانات, no plan for everything. وبلد غني. لما نقول لك كان في حرب في البلد كده بس just sincerely speaking, مدينة أول كان في حرب, سنين ده كله كان في حرب. مدينة أول ما في حرب. لو حكومة داير يعمل مشروع يزرع عشان الناس تكتفي ذاتيا يكون في أكل في البلد. Don't you think that حكومة ما كان عملوا؟ لكنه ما في political will. زي ما في political will stability يكون في سلام, ما في political will for development. That's why they created war. في مناطق كان مستقرة. حتى ولو ناس ذاته they don't know nothing. معلومة ممكن تجيبوا هنا agriculture expert, ممكن تجيبوا خبراء زراعيين كان من نيجيريا ولا من إسرائيل, whatever you want to bring them in country, let them do the job and pay them. We have money to pay them. المملكة العربية السعودية ودولة الإمارات, they did not have expert. لكن because they have money, they can bring people outside and develop that desert. They are living in desert. لكن نحن we are blessed. Many rivers and rain from the sky. Okay, forests and all these things. ده ما بلد نحن نتعب فيه. You see. لكن because of that selfishness and political crisis, unwilling, that's why things happen. You know what? It takes بس Salva Kiir بقلم بتاعه, لأنه هو he's a dictator, يعمل قرار يقول حاجة ده يتنفس, لكن he's not. ولا كان في زول ده يسأل, ولا كان في زول يقول يا أخي أنت أطلع برا من حكومة ولا كده لو بلد مستقرة. لكن ما فيش خسارة. أنا ما بقول بس خسارة عشان هو, أنا بقول خسارة للشعب بتاعنا كمان, لأن there's a lot of people who knows there is something wrong in the country and they don't want to speak. خسارة بالنسبة لك my brother and my sister. خسارة. It's time to wake up. He didn't do anything for 16 years. What is the reason for you to believe he's going to do anything for the next coming 2 years or next 1 year? If something that he has not done for 16 years, and there is money, just ask yourself, do I have a reason to believe this man with the black hat that is going to do something for the next year or for the next 2 years, something that he hasn't done for the last 16 years? حاجة هو ما عمله في 16 سنة بإمكانيات الحائلة دي كلها موجودة, هيعملها في السنة الجاية ولا السنتين الجاية؟ حتى ولو جبت لديت سلفا كير 100 سنة it would be the same. It would be the same. It will not do anything. What country need is him to go and have a fresh blood and have a fresh leadership with fresh ideas and not few corruption. That's what we need. That's what we need. I know young people now have been poisoned. Their mind has been poisoned with money. They have been poisoned in their mind. And sometimes when you try to tell them the truth, they don't even, differentiate. They don't want to accept the reality. Their mind have been poisoned with money. Like, no, be human being. Just try to be a human being. And instead of being human, be a human being. We don't want to be like a snake. The only animal, the most dangerous animal in the planet. بيمشي براو. جنب تدبيب بلدو كده بيمشي خلاص. أمه زار ما بيشوف لأن لو أمه شافت أنا أمه بياكله. أبوه لو لقاه بياكله. ما بيعرف أبوه ولا بيعرف أمه. The most dangerous animal in the planet. Danger than hyena زادو. Danger than lion. لأن lion بيقعد مع مرته ياله صغار ليله كده. Yeah. Like a snake. We don't want to be like that. But actually, when you become selfish, لما تبقى selfish, you're adopting a snake culture. لأنه هو براو. بيكون قف شق الطريق بتاعه براو في الغابة براو بس كده. ولا في snake ثاني جنبه. لو لقى snake ثاني طوال بيربطه وياكله يبلعه. See, that's not a good. Because we are human beings. We are. So with that, I think I would like to give people an opportunity. They can come and weigh in. I spoke a lot, but this question that we asked today, why government of President Salva Kiir has copied and pasted a very evil that we have been fighting for, which is justice. We fought because we need justice. We were marginalized. Okay? ظلمونا. قتل. ما في مدارس. ما في مستشفيات. We were treated second-class citizen. Now, why you copy the same evil that enemy used against us? Why? And that's why every South Sudanese must ask themselves why he's doing this. He's doing this to suppress us so he can be in power. And if you get the answer, and then what can you do? Now you knew the answer. In هو عمل كده. زي ما بيقولوا جوا كلبك يتبعك. He doesn't want to do any developmental project في بلد. Who want to create war so people can be destabilized. If you knew the answer, what can you do to turn that around? That's my question to you tonight. It's not a nonsense of Facebook. It is not. This is a forum. We exchange ideas. And actually, a lot of people are benefited from what we do here. They are. So that's the question going back to you tonight. After you knew all these political deceptions, corruptions, okay, creating conflicts in the country, and it's not going anywhere. Selfishness, dictator, no liberty, no justice, no prosperity in our country. You all know that. What can you do to turn this around? And we have been saying that South Sudan is better off with Salva Kiir Mayardit. National dialogue. Clearly, people of South Sudan from 79 counties, they have spoken and they said if South Sudan has to move forward, President Kiir, Young Machar, must exit politics life. Period. They are the problem. He's the problem. He want to be in power. He want to steal. He want to be there. He doesn't want you to speak. He doesn't want you to progress. He doesn't want any project in the country. He doesn't want hospital. He doesn't want y'all شهداء يمشوا مدارس يالهم يابوا يمشوا برا يالهم يابوا يدرسوا برا يالهم يابوا دوم مشاريع تنمية الليلة ده في جنوب السودان. You will tell me, oh, sometimes the average South Sudanese مواطن South Sudanese مسكين هو يقول oh والله Eritrean ديل they took everything. They are having businesses. Ethiopian they're having businesses. Uganda having businesses. You know what happening? There is something called money laundering. ليه؟ لان القروش ده اريتريين ما اغنياء، الجو جنوب السودان ده ما اغنياء. This is what happening though. Let me tell you today. This is what happening. بيجي واحد اريتري مسكين هو بيقول هو تاجر. البك بنك كبير كان في وزير ولا whatever بيعمل شنو؟ بيطلع قروش ده اوكي، قروش بتاعك ده المفروض يمشي لك كمرتب سالري، بيقوم بيشغل واحد اريتري يبني فندق كبير، وفندق ده يكتب باسم واحد اريتري، والمواطن يقول اوه فندق ده بتاع زول اريتري ولا ده بتاع زول اثيوبي. ما بتاع اثيوبي يا انت، الفندق ده بتاع زول سوداني جنوب سوداني. ليه؟ لانه داير يشغل اجنبي ويدي اجنبي نسبه بتاعه باسم شنو؟ الناس يقولوا يا اخي ده فندق بتاع واحد اريتريا، ده فندق بتاع واحد اثيوبي ولا واحد بتاع كينيا. No, it's not. It's South Sudanese who is in the government. لانه هو سرق القروش ده. لكن هو لو شغلك مثلا عملك وكيل، جابك انت دين ولا قلواق ولا لادو whatever، جاء خدتك مثلا يقول لك يا اخي يا لادو انت ده فندق بتاعي انا دايرك تديره وزول في حكومه، انت طبعا ما بتتكلم في حله، هذا يسال اوه يا ده فندق بتاع دين يا اخي، ده فندق بتاع ديناي ده بتاع توت قلواق. اوكي مواطننا يعرف، لكن this is what they doing money laundering. يقولوا لي ده زول ثاني امبارح جاء عمل انفستمنت من 200 اريتريا بقى عنده قروش ملايين الدولارات عشان يجي يعمل انفستمنت في السودان ولا الصومالي. That is strategy that they have been using. That's what they have been using. يمصوا دماغكم، يمصوا دماغ. Exactly. انت بتشوف اريتريين ديل واللبنانيين وشنو شنو قاعدين في جنوب السودان يقولوا يا اخي ديل اجانب عاملين بزنس. No. ده قروش جوا الحكومه، ده قروش بتاع الناس السياسيين في البلد، يا بيجيبوا ناس يشغلوهم ويعملوا مشاريع باسم الناس ديل. لا انا زول قاعد يعمل شنو؟ لو قلع ادبه طبعا ما بيقدر بيسرقه ما بيقدر بيقلع ادبه، لكن لو مواطن جنوب السودان يمكن يعمل مشاكل معه يقول ده حاجه بتاعي اوكي، لكن لو زول اجنبي ما يقدر يعمل اي حاجه. So that's what happening. You need to understand that. This is how they have been ruling the country. And that's why وما دارين السيستم ده يمشي. يعني في ناس جوا الحكومه ذاته اوكي they are benefiting، وفي ناس اهلهم شغالين في الحكومه بيجيبوا قروش بدونهم يقولوا يا اخي شغلوا بتاع يجيب ناس من برا وكده. دي ناس قاعدين يعملوا معاكسات يقول لك اسكت يا اخي you are making nonsense وانتوا قاعدين في امريكا وانتوا شنو. They don't want to hear the truth. I want you to understand this. They don't want to hear the truth. لكن الحل في يدك انت، الحل في يدنا. If we allow this thing to continue يستمر we will not see the light at the end of the tunnel. بلد ده ما يمشي قدام، وبلد ده هيكون كده، وهم they creating class ان هم يكونوا اغنياء ويكونوا مرتاحين وبتاع وكده كده خلاص بقى زي مملكه. That's what happening. And that's why we are saying no, enough is enough. 16 سنه ده كفايه، هم سرقوا الكفايه عندهم كتير. Okay, this is time انه to reconstruct this house, to reconstruct and drain all this garbage out. garbage لازم يطلعوا برا، لأن garbage لو ما طلع برا بلدنا ما يمشي قدام. You see they are the same garbage as قاعدين يعملوا recycle. تذكر زمان رئيس سلفا كير قال أنا ما عندي نازل بيشتغل، عندي نازل بياكل. هو زاد اللي بياكل. عايز اشوف زول بتاع قال بتاع اويل مش كان شغال فيه، وزول قال له دايركت بتاع نايل باد اسمه طن ولا نيوك ولا غنماي ده. شوف مش كان فيه قبل كده، هو كان دايركت نايل باد جاب فيه طلعوا برا ليه؟ قال عشان سرق. طيب زول له حرامي انت جايبه ليه؟ وانت بتعين حراميه ليه لو انت ما حرامي؟ انت اسال نفسك كده يا ساوث سودانيز، اسال نفسك لو زول ما حرامي لو بيعين حراميه، why would you appoint someone thief if you are not really sharik? You get my point? I think you understand my point. Because someone who is clean will bring somebody who is decency clean, right? Like someone who knows there's something not okay with them, بيجيب زول كمان تلوبت. How many people ناس ما ينمجون ديد ناس ما ين فلان ولا ما ين غادي ديد you know ده ناس كله سرقوا قروش وناس عملوا في نهاية رجعهم because he knows how to play the game. That's how it is. ما بيجيب ناس clean. Just circle. Recycling the same garbage. Okay? طلع garbage ده لو ناس بيتكلموا كتير وشنو معاهم زاد ولا garbage ده زاد بقى ما كويس sting too much بقى ما قاعد يديو اللي هو دايره. لأن garbage ده بيجي بيعمل نسب بيقول يا بنيا ده بتاع وده بتاع لو زول ده كمان بقى عنده علاقات مع ناس تانيين وبقى يوزع لناس تانيين زادوا يقول لا اطلع برا ويجيب واحد تاني. بعد شويه زول لاقي يمشي نن ثاني يا اخي رجعوني يا اخي انا لو جيت بعدين انا بيعمل لكم كده انا بيعمل كده انا بيعمل ثاني رجعوا. That's what happening in our country. وناس مساكين ما فاهمين الكلام ده. So what we are telling you is not nonsense. Take it seriously. Because أنا وريت قبل كده إنه أنا I don't need position. I live a decent life. I'm okay. I got what I need. But Anna, I have a heart for you. And I have a heart for country. And that's why I will keep talking. Because we want this country to be country of all. Country of South Sudanese. Not country of Kirmayar. Not country of Tutgalwak. Not country of Kolkor. No. Country of people. Because this country was brought out by the people. It was fought by the people of South Sudan. People of South Sudan are the one that vote. They are the one that make self-determination. It's not Kiir, it's not Turgalwag, it's not a Kolkor. They are not the one that made that. It's you. And so you deserve services. You deserve clean water. You deserve hospital. You deserve clean hospital and share و amni وحاجات كله. You deserve all these things. This the حق بتاعك. حق مشروع. We deserve يكون في مطارات في البلد. They will not do it. As long as they are there, as long as this garbage is there, we need a lot of work to clean it. And to clean it, we must say, no, enough is enough. So we can clean it. You need to clean it. Jib Detol or Jib Colorex or clean out. It's going to stick and it's going to stink for a long time. It's going to take a lot of time. To clean all this garbage will take a lot of time. What they have done now, they are poisoning youth. Shabab المفروض يكونوا قدوة ويكونوا مستقبل للبلد. They are poisoning their mind. ولا تعالى honorable يا فلان نيجي نديك كده وانت honorable كده you know. See? So I think I post the link there if someone wanted to weigh in before I conclude, because I supposed to have a guest, like I said from the beginning, Will Deng attack, but Will tend to be sick, and that's why I continue. But hopefully, if you wanted to weigh in, you are welcome to weigh in, my dear brothers and sisters. I can continue. But hopefully, sorry, this thing going wrong. So I want to give you that opportunity if you want to weigh in. I posted the link there, and please go ahead and come and weigh in your just one day. And also with that, I want to congratulate my cousin in Kansas City, Majak, for his wedding. I know the wedding is tonight. So I want to congratulate everyone, you know, who attended that beautiful wedding. We were not able to make it at this point because I have a lot of things happening here. Thank you, my beloved people. Something happened with my indicator. So we give you that opportunity, Ajama, to come and weigh in a little bit, and then we move on. Okay, let's give them a little bit of time here, and then we can do this. Let me do this. All right. So I'm still waiting. I post the link there. If you want to come and weigh in before we go, you have an opportunity. Like yes, the only solution is to remove President Salva Kiir from the power if we really need to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's the only option that we have, and we can do that peacefully with uprising. That's the only solution. That's the only solution. That's what we can do as the people of South Sudan. People of South Sudan, they have patience. We have patience for 16 years. We have been patient for more than, what we're supposed to be. Okay? We did what we're supposed to be. So, again, if you want to come and weigh in, I give you that opportunity, and give you that opportunity, my dear brothers and sisters. And I think, and we move on here. I still have link. ما داير أزل ما يزول داير أدي يزول فرصة داير أدي الناس فرصة عشان يجي. And yeah, and if not, then maybe I would like to conclude. I would like to conclude with that, and then we would see you next week, inshallah. But to conclude, maybe let me play Angelo Kirio and just conclude that. Okay, let me do this. I'll put Angelo Kirio and then do this.
Angelo Kirio. Kadunya ni maaye baloi, aniroti banguloi ajan kubuti. Nagana dinya ni maaye baloi, aniroti banguloi ajan kubuti wai. Ya halatu taniri, ya habiti taniri, halatu taniri, ya mabiti taniri. Nangwele yimyagiti yending, nangwele kalkume shikongam, inisi malumbi de shituwit, nangwele shura ke shikongam, antikongole ni chogire dani nambui, antikongole ni chogire dani nasian, antikongole ni chogire dani nambui. And you come on, let it go, get it on the way, that standing there. And you come on, let it go, get it down in the way. And you come on, let it go, get it down in the sand. And you come on, let it go, get it down in the way. And you come on, let it go, get it down in the way. That standing there. Kadunya ni maaye baloi, aniroti banguloi ajan kubuti. Nagana dinya ni maaye baloi, aniroti banguloi ajan kubuti wai. Ya halatu taniri, ya habiti taniri, halatu taniri, ya mabiti taniri. Nangwele yimyagiti yending, nangwele kalkume shikongam, inisi malumbi de shituwit, nangwele shura ke shikongam, antikongole ni chogire dani nambui, antikongole ni chogire dani nasian, antikongole ni chogire dani nambui. And you come on, let it go, get it on the way, that standing there. And you come on, talking about the way. And you come on, talking about the can. And you come on, talking about the way. And you come on, talking about the way.
Thank you and good night.